Some time ago, a friend called up to ask for a senior citizen geriatric care place for his father. He had lost his mother, and he had his father was alone. Father was alone in the sense the parents were staying together in a different city, and his sister was taking care of them. Taking care didn't really matter because his father was only 76 years of age. His mother was 70. Mother was the caregiver, and his father was into some kind of a depression for a very long period of time, maybe 10 years plus or 15 years plus. He had not earned much money. He had not done much for the children. The children started giving tuitions at the age of 15, 16, and then they funded their own education. That is how that. So there was no great love for the father, but the son had done very well in life. So the son decided that the daughter stepped in and said, "Look, I can't look after him. It's too much of a pain to look after him. I looked after the mother. There was really not much of looking after, and this house belongs to me, so I'm going to take it away." So really, he got nothing from his parents, and he had to look after his father. So not inheriting is not something which I'm saying as a matter of complaint, but as a matter of fact. So he called me and said, "Look, my father needs some place where he can stay. He will need geriatric care soon. He is not a very friendly person. He can just sit all by himself and not harm anybody. But he will not miss me. He will not miss my mother. He will not miss his daughter. He just needs to be. His needs need to be taken care of." Most of us will reach that stage in life. Some people reach. This man was a little unfortunate to reach this situation at 76. Some of us will reach at 85. Some of us will reach at 92. Whatever. At some stage, we will reach a level that where we don't really care too much about others, because we need to take care of ourselves. So this is a question which I have grappled with, saying, what do you do for your old age? Old age means, let us say you're 70 years of age or you're 72 years of age. You are perfectly capable of living on your own, but you're not very sure whether you're alert enough to do all the work, whether you're alert enough to pay your bills on time, whether you're alert enough to see whether things are working well at home, whether things are not getting stolen, right? You may not. What happens to the person also if a 70-year-old gets dementia? Then even the 65-year-old wife may not be able to handle the situation very easily. Or take vice versa, the wife who is very active suddenly gets dementia at 66, 67, and the husband is unable to cope with looking after the house and looking after a wife who is a patient. So that all that happens. It happens to most of us. So at 70 is a good time to take stock of where you want to spend the next 10 years of your life or 15 years of your life, and then also look at where you want to spend the rest of your life. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying at 70 of the man's age, I'm assuming as is traditionally, the wife is 5 years younger to him. So when my man is 70 and his wife is 65 or thereabouts, it's a good time to be shifting to a senior citizen gated community, and there are many now. So shift to a senior citizen gated community on your own. My parents did it, and that was a fantastic relief. I mean, at that stage, I asked my mom or asked my parents, why do you have to do this? I was personally, I had nothing. I mean, my dad was using his own money in PPF. In retrospect, it was a good move from an investment point of view, but that was not bought with an investment view in mind. It was to live there. So they actually moved in there only when my dad was about 80 years of age. I would love to move in when I'm 70 years of age. And my dad lived there for about 8-9 years. He died at the age of 89. So he lived there for about 8-9 years. Now the property is about 20 years old. Exactly 20, I would think. We bought it in 2002. And my mother is living there alone. She is 85 years of age. Now, for all of us, it's very clear that our children will not be able to take care of us because we all have less number of children. I have one daughter. Maybe you have one son, one daughter, maybe two daughters, two sons, whatever combination. Good chance that they will want to work in a place which is not very convenient for you to live at this stage of your life. So you are not going to live, you are not going to travel with them. When they go, then build their life. So maybe your daughter is 25 years of age, 26 years of age. By the time you are 70, maybe they would be 30 years of age. But whatever happens, you are not going to live with them, right? So from 70 to 85, you can live in a nice gated community of your choice. But please remember, after 85 or 82 or whatever, at some stage when you feel that you need much more than just assisted living, then you go to geriatric care. And I know of there is this organization called Faith in Bangalore, faith.org or Faith Old Age Home, whatever. They did a fantastic job for my in-laws. Right, my father anyway stayed in a senior citizen home. He did not move into geriatric care, but because my mother was there willing to provide, my sister was there, and so we got a nurse at home. But he needed all this paraphernalia only for a month or two, and otherwise until almost the last month he was able to take bath and look after himself. So we needed some small time assistance, and that could be provided in the senior citizen home where he was staying. Everybody may not be that lucky. We may not have our children coming and helping us, paying our bills and collecting our dividends and filing our returns. For some of us, we may have to do it ourselves. So at some stage when you feel that all this is too strenuous, you will ask for help. So asking your nephew, cousin, son's friend, daughter's friend, or whatever, whoever you and taking their help is all fine, but it cannot become into an obligation that every year they will come and help you and things like that. Can you build some fees into it and get it done by somebody? Yes, maybe, but I don't know how comfortable you are doing that, right? So you could stay in the house where you are staying with some good domestic help, good quality domestic help, or you could move to a senior citizen home. So I am planning to move to a senior citizen home. I am not sure whether I would want to move to Pune or Bangalore or Coimbatore or what have you. I don't like the weather in Pune during winter, so I don't know what is the solution. And I have more than 10 years to think about it. So right now I am not in a hurry. But if you are 60, 65, it is time that you started thinking, and it is time you started shopping and deciding where to live from 70 to 85 and where to live from 85 to end of life, right? So you may not make that move. Maybe you drop dead at 84, right? You may not need to make that move. You may make that move. So being prepared for it from now makes sense, but buying a property now does not make sense. Buy it closest to your usage. Like if I have time, I will buy my property only when I'm 69 plus. I'm not in a hurry to buy now. So if I like a good property, I'll buy. I'll keep my eyes and ears open at the age of 68, but I'll actually ink a deal only when I'm 70. So start preparing for it. Start preparing, going towards it. Start talking to your family about it. It is not as though if you go, it is much better for your children than the children asking you to go. So people ask me, where does your mother live? Where have you kept her? And I say, no, I have not kept her. She made the choice to live in a senior citizen home when she was 63, right? And she is living there since my father was 80, so maybe she was 75 or 72, 73, whatever. So now 10 years she has lived there, she knows everybody, she has built her interest in that place. So all that is important, that you plan your move to a senior citizen home. So my friend took his father to a same senior citizen home where my in-laws lived in Bangalore, and I think he is happy with that place, where you are taken care of well, much better than the senior citizen homes where you have to do many things yourself. This man was not very capable of doing things himself. He was only 75, 76, but he needed care, and he's been there now for a few years. It's maybe time that I give you an update. Thank you.